Hello student. Today I shall start a new chapter. It is your economics part, economic development. Now in the last class, so your political science chapter 2nd I have discussed, and in this class economics 2nd, and this is the second only. After that there is no more chapter of the same part. Now economic growth and the economic development, that we will see the first. Now what is economic growth? Economic growth, it is to be distinguished from economic development, and economic growth, it is basically a quantitative concept. Economic growth, it is a quantitative concept. Economic growth, it is quantitative, and the economic development, it is qualitative. So economic growth, how it is quantitative, so it relates to the output, in particular per capita income. So per capita income, it is per person income. So how per person income it is to find out. So total national income divided by total population, it is per capita income. So all this come under economic growth. Clear? So economic growth, it is quantitative, and economic development, it is qualitative concept. So earlier per capita income, it was taken as the measuring unit of deciding the number of countries as either developed countries, underdeveloped, or developing countries. Now next is economic development. So it is qualitative concept, and it includes the quantitative concept. Now qualitative economic development is qualitative, but it includes quantitative, means the economic growth is also included. Now without economic growth or the quantitative per capita income, so qualitative, this economic development, it is not possible. Now changes in the sector which are economically or socially significant, and the economic growth is narrow concept. Economic growth is narrow concept, and the economic development, it is a very broad concept. Now economic development, it is broader. There may be economic growth without economic development. There may be economic growth without economic development, but there cannot be economic development without economic growth. So when economic growth will take place, then economic development will take place, and without that it is not possible. So I repeat, now economic growth, there may be economic growth without development if development is not taking place, okay, but without growth, without economic growth, without economic development will not take place. With economic development, it is the overall development, okay. So the people choice, okay. So and while taking step for the economic growth, number of steps are taken for say the compromising the environment, and the other factors are also there. So when economic growth will take place, then only development will take place. Now there cannot be economic development without economic growth. The concept of economic development has come to the limelight after the mid-60s. Economic development takes into the growth, means economic development also look into the how increase the distribution to avoid the concentration of this hand in the hands of the few people. Now economic development also look into the how the few people they accumulate all the resources of the wealth into their hands only. So economic growth, it is that the nations, now nation total income, okay. So nation total income divided by per capita income. Now the large scale production, when all this will be, okay, when all this will be carried, and as a result, So the economic growth will take place, but the development will not take place. So as a result, what will happen? Now only few industrialists, they will take all the resources or the wealth into their hand, and as a result, what will happen? So there will be again the Marxist concept will come, haves and the haves not. So now Marxist, they say it is the class struggle. So economic development look all these, that so equal distribution of the property or the resources among all, and it avoids the concentration of resources into few hands only. Now this is all about the economic growth and the development. Next, it is the human development. So human development means the expansion of the collective choice of the people. Now what are the collective choices? Now this human development index, human development report, so it was first published in the year 1990 by Mahbubul Haq of Pakistani economics. So three different indices are there to determine, or these are the three indicators of human development index, and these are literacy, standard of living, and the life expectancy. Life expectancy, literacy, and the standard of living. Standard of living, this basically accessibility to pure drinking and the water and sanitization. So these are the three indicators. Now life expectancy, it is number of years that a child is expected to survive at the time of birth. This is life expectancy. And next, it is the level of literacy, that includes the adult literacy and the gross enrollment ratio of primary and the secondary education and the other branches. So these are the life expectancy and the literacy. These are the two indices, and the third indices, it is that so standard of living, that includes the accessibility of water and sanitization. Now the choice of people constitute the core of the human development, and human development which covers that economic, social, cultural, political choices of the people. When people will have all these diverse choices, then the human development will take place. Now in the year 2010, so three new concept of human development which was introduced, and this number one, it is the inequality adjusted human development and the gender inequality and index, and third one is the multidimensional poverty index. Now what are these three? Now first one, it is that it determines that how the people development, human development has influenced the different classes of the people. Now how this development, now earlier what we saw, that the life expectancy, literacy and standard of living. Now and the human development, so how what is human development? So it is a collective choices, okay, people choices. So now when people have, okay, when people will have the different collective choices of these are social, economic, political, culture and all these, so as a result what will happen? Now class differences will come up. Now how these class differences, when the people will have the wide the collective choices, so what are the three different classes? So lower, middle and the upper classes. Now again in the middle also, lower middle class and the upper middle class difference. So now what happened this? Now inequality adjusted human development, so as a result what happens? So the class differences arises. Clear? Second one, it is the gender inequality index. Now gender inequality index, so gender differences or the gender inequality, it is there in our society also, and as a result what happened? So inequality between male and the female. So this also it is also quite noticeable. Okay, it is also quite noticeable. How it is that? So inequality between male and the female, it is quite noticeable, and not only means in one or two sector or field, everywhere these differences it is there, and that is why government is also coming with different steps to give the rights to women also. Now the third one is the different form of the poverty. So poverty, it is the definition of the poverty we got in the last chapter also, that the people, those who could not meet their daily basic needs, they are called the people below poverty. So now this human development or the collective choices of the people, it also highlights the different form of the poverty. So different form of the poverty, it means that the people, some will have that and some will not have that, but will pretend that they do not have the things. So and other things are also there, means the poverty, these are also classified on the basis of the calories. Okay, in the class 9 also we have discussed that on the basis of the calories. So this collective choices also highlight that the different forms of the poverty. Now next, it is the economic planning after independence. So next topic, it is economic planning after independence. So government of India so came up with the idea of the economic planning and the centralized so organization. It was set up, so Planning Commission of India, and 5-year planning system it was initiated, and the first 5-year plan, so it was started in the year 1951, and from there, so in the month of April 1951, first 5-year plan it continued and started and continued till 31st March 1956. Like this, the 5-year plan so continued, and this Planning Commission of India, the same organization or the commission has been renamed as the Niti Aayog in the year 2015. Now Niti Aayog, this came into operation in the month of January, 1st January 2015. Now Niti Aayog, it is the full term of the abbreviation, it is the National Institution for Transforming India. Now you are to see here the composition of the Niti Aayog. So chairman is Prime Minister. Prime Minister is the chairman of the Niti Aayog. Then other member of the Niti Aayog are the Vice Chairman, Chief Minister of the State, Lieutenant Governor of the Union Territory, 4 Central Minister, and Chief Executive Officer, and the other experts from different fields. So these are the composition. Now democratic planning. Now planning, it is that from top to level, from top to bottom. So how to plan? Now the 3 different main plannings are there. It is the central government, state government, and the local body. Now the plan or the schemes, okay, which are discussed by the representative of the people, and the representative of the people, they formulate and discuss the scheme at the lowest level. It is lowest level of the administration, it is known as the grassroots level, and on the basis of the state level, it is state government will do, and the national level, it is the central government will do. But in the district level, okay, the lowest administration level or the local bodies, these are called the grassroots level. Now it is called the democratic planning. It is because of the decentralization of power. It is because of the decentralization of power only that the grassroots level and the planning can be done. Now economic planning in India, 1951 to 1991, so the Indian economy, it was a very closed economy, or we can say that the state sponsored economy. Now, public sector economy, and in this type of economy, public sector was in a leading position. Now, the first phase, 1951 to 1991 and 1992. So, this is a first phase. So, this first phase of economy. Now, the main objective of the economy, it was to raise the economic growth, and second, it is to give importance to the application of the modern technology and to attain the self-reliance, and third one is to secure the social justice. So these are the four objectives of the first phase Indian economy. Once again I am telling, so to raise the economic development, economic growth, and to raise the economic growth, that we have already discussed. What is economic growth? It is to increase the output or the per capita income. And second one is to give the importance to the application to the modern technology, and third one is to be self-reliant, and fourth, it is to give the social justice to the people. Clear? So these are the four objectives, and that is why, so more or less the maximum of the sectors, so looking or carrying out by the government only. So as a result, what happened? So the third phase of the economic economic transition, so took place in the year 1991 and the two. So second phase started 1991 to present days, and the importance of liberalization, privatization, and the globalization increased, and why at that time Narasimha Rao government was very adamant to introduce this LPG, liberalization and the privatization and the globalization. Number of factors are playing because of this huge fiscal deficit, and number of other factors are also there. Now, continuous inflation was also one of the cause, and the economic condition of the nation, it was not so good. As a result, what happened? That the government introduced the liberalization, privatization, and the globalization. So, Government of India opened the Indian market, and number of public sectors which were sick and not in a very good condition. So that is why government was thinking to open the Indian market, and as a result 1991 and 1992, so government opened the Indian market and liberalized the different sectors. So economic liberalization, it is means the lessening the degree of the state control in the economic system of the country. So as a result, in the year 1991, government does that, and as a lesson or lifted some control from the Indian economic system. And in the different sector which government lifted some of its control, these are finance, foreign exchange, dealing, trade, investment, and like this. Now, the financial sector which composed of the commercial bank, investment also opened, and as a result, so foreign powers or banks also have allowed to enter in the Indian banking system. But government reformed the measure, and though some control has been lifted, but large number of industries, so which government kept into its hand. Next, it is that privatization. Liberalization, it is to lift the government control from the economy, and to pave the way for the foreign power, to foreign industrialists or businessmen to play their role in the Indian economy or in the markets. So this is liberalization. And to privatization, it is opening up of the public sector to the private sector. It is called privatization. So some of the sick units were there, so government sold all this or shared its the units share with private players. So this is privatization, and third one is globalization. Globalization, it is means that the integration of the nation economy with the world economy, it is called globalization. And now integration of the nation economy with the world economy, it was also very important. Why? Because in the one hand, Indian economy, it was opened, and as a result, privatization and the globalization of economy, so that a country, to avoid integration with the world economy, it is the inward looking of the country, and that is why globalization it was done. And how? Integration of the nation economy with the world economy, it was utmost important, because one way to liberalization of the privatization it was done, and second way, that integration of the nation economy, it was also utmost important, as because that the foreign player also they came in the Indian economy, so they started playing in the Indian economy. So as a result, integration of the nation economy with the world economy, it was important, and that is why the government does at that time. So the countries of the world they're moving forward, and towards a borderless world, where in this globalization, so the whole world is working like a connected network, so which sometimes referred as the village economy. So now by sitting at home, now the people can do all that transaction or the business. So globalization, it is the continuous flow of goods and services across the border. So now the countries across the world moving towards a borderless world, and the economy of the nation is integrated with the world economy, where the flow of goods and services continuously taking place. So this is all about globalization. Now current 5-year plan of the Assam, that one topic is, it is also there in your book. So 5-year plan, I said you that it was started in the year April 1951, and the first 5-year plan, so 1956 it continued. So now the 12th 5-year plan 2012 to 17. So for the 5-year, now some of the objective of these are, to adopt various scheme for poverty removal. So government would take the various scheme to remove the poverty from the Assam province or Assam state, and to tackle the flood problem and the erosion with the latest technology and the scientific management. So government would take all these measures to control the flood or the flood related problems and the soil erosion by adopting or taking the various scientific and the science and technology and the various scientific management. Soil erosion and the flood problem, these are very acute problem in Assam, as because of the soil erosion, Majuli is facing the problem, and a flood across the state, so people are facing the flood related problem, and every year, so flood is also affecting the state economy. Now to raise the annual rate of the growth of agriculture from 6 to 8%, so government would try its best to take all the possible measure or the step to increase the annual growth rate from 6% to 8%. This is agricultural growth. Why? Because more than 70% people of the state are dependent on the agriculture, and so if the flood and the flood related problem, these are not being solved or sorted out by the government, then to achieving the growth rate in the agricultural sector more than 10% or the 8%, it is quite questionable and quite impossible. Now, to achieve self-sufficiency in the power generation and to supply modern technology in the power supply distribution. So in the regarding the power supply and the power generation, so government, the aim of this 12 5-year plan is to achieve its self-sufficiency in the state without relying the supply in the other state. Now, to make measure to ensure the good governance in the state and the local bodies, panchayat, municipalities, and so on. So all the measures would be taken to ensure the good governance in the state and the local bodies, either in the panchayat or in the municipalities or in the other local bodies. So this is all about the discussion of this chapter. This is a very small chapter. So you read. Now once again I am telling economic growth we have discussed here, then the economic development, then the democratic planning, center, state and the local bodies, so grassroots level planning, then the economic planning in India. So economic planning of India, it was set up, and under that, so the 5-year economic planning. So the same the economic planning commission, it was renamed in the year 2015 and first meet. So it held on 1st January 2015 under the chairmanship of the Prime Minister, and it has been renamed as the Niti Aayog, so National Institute for Transforming India. And so the composition, Prime Minister and the Vice Chairman, after that the Chief Minister and the Lieutenant Government of the Union Territory, Governor of the Union Territories, and the four Council of Ministers and the other experts from the different fields. So these are the different composition of the Niti Aayog. The composition of the Niti Aayog, that also you have to see and to remember. Then the first phase of the economy, 1951 and the 52 to 1991 and the 1992. So we saw that. So here mainly the public sector so played a major and the important role, where the private sector was in the second place. And the objective was to achieve the social justice, and to be self-reliant, and to achieve the economic growth, means the per capita income, and to raise the level of the per capita income. So these were the objective of the first phase Indian economy. So P. Narasimha Rao, so he opened the Indian economy. So the second phase of the economy started 1991 to present days. So, and as a result introduced LPG, liberalization, privatization and the globalization. And what happened then? So under that liberalization, so the government lifted some of its control from the Indian economy. So lessen its control from the economy, and second, it is the privatization. So the public sector, some of the public sector were open to the private sector, and globalization, it is integration of the nation economy with the world economy. So this is all about the discussion of this chapter and the current 5-year plan, and what are the objectives that the government of Assam taken to accomplish in this the 5-year planning of Assam 2012 to 2017. So read this chapter, and question answer also, all these are with you. So enjoy this class. After that, repeatedly read this chapter, and there also if you face any problem, you contact me every night. I shall help you. This is all about the desk discussion as well as the chapter. Thanks.